The United States Navy is about to go to war with the Soviet Navy here off the coast of Japan. The USS Enterprise is about to be pincer moved by 2 Soviet carriers. Will it sink? We will see very soon. Task Force Minsk and the Task Force Kuznetsov will be striking that area very soon as the enemy moves northwards in their attempt to try to save Japan from being taken over by the Soviet Union. Hello again, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome back to Wargame Red Dragon. It's good to have you here for Climb Mount Noranai as we continue our takeover of Japan just off the coast of South Korea. We push the South Korean Navy all the way down to Naval Sector Mike, and we'll be taking out their southern fleet very soon. In addition to that, we have American helicopters that are trying to make their way more than likely to Nankoku or Gobo. We have our Kuznetsov aircraft carrier parked right here to attack the enemy and deny them the opportunity to do that. It's then, what I understand is if we move positions at the start of our next turn, we should be able to more than likely move to Naval Sector Romeo. The enemy will then move to Naval Sector Whiskey, and at the start of the turn after that, we should be able to bring both carriers down upon the United States. All right, let's go ahead and start with our next battle, which is the battle here at, I believe, Oeda, I believe, is the next battle. And yes, it is that battle, as it says up here. We do have one enemy capture point. In our previous battle against the enemy, they did a really good job in hitting a lot of our tanks, but we damaged them immensely as well. We took a loss of like an infantry squad, but we still have many more remaining. Actually, I think it was 4 infantry squads, but regardless, the Japanese have just been having a horrible time. I mean, as you can see, considering all the losses or whatnot, they've lost a majority of their country, and the final island here that contains Nagasaki and Kanoya airports remain. So we are pushing southwards to capture Kanoya, and we will push westwards and then south in order to capture Nagasaki with our 2 separate forces at the 2 ports here. Let's go ahead and get started then with the battle. As you saw earlier, we see a lot of independent tank regiment, or rather naval regiments, and also the Guards regiment there. We also have the arrival of our Tunguskas and Biryusas, which are great against enemy helicopters and aircraft. I was fearing helicopters, I was fearing aircraft. They unfortunately have Seed this time around, but they also have, more importantly, the Hornets, which can immediately take out our tanks, so we'll need to be very careful, and especially with T-72s here, which are 55-point tanks, we'll need to be a little bit more cautious. Without further ado, let the battle begin, and we will try to cut the Japanese off at their spawn point. Unfortunately, a little too far, I believe. We were able to capture Kumamoto, which is great. That brings us a lot closer to the enemy. In fact, we might be able to steamroll right here up the ridge line all the way through this village and then over to the enemy capture point there with 1,200 points, and with us having almost double the enemy's morale, we might be able to do this. Let's go ahead and first and foremost then call up Tunguskas, though we'll have to, let's see, they have 2,800. Actually, yeah, wow, look at that. We've got a much better range on aircraft than the Biryusa does as well, more than likely due to our different cannons. So we'll bring a few of these up. The Japanese still have quite a few tanks and such that they can call out against us. And I really don't want to capture the EU point. I think what we're going to do here is we're just going to leave maybe some infantry behind there, and we'll capture from here, since I want to try to steamroll the enemy. We're in a full offensive mode, so we want to continue our attacks in that fashion. BDV 90, excellent. We've got a couple of squads here ready to go. We'll go ahead and just park them in the village there and defend against enemy forces that may come up. We may as well bring... yeah, we're going to just go ahead and bring our recon over this direction. So we're going to bring everything that we can across that bridge. We may as well just bring our recon right away, and we may as well bring our tanks too. We've got several tanks spread out amongst different types of, oh boy, elite status here. We're going to bring 2 squads of 2 then. The elite T-55 should be great, and we'll need good anti-aircraft coverage to destroy anything that tries to engage them. Stray laws will be good. Should immediately hit enemy aircraft. And then we're going to bring in some additional recon. And infantry's been okay, but I think we really need tanks because of the large number of enemy vehicles. We need more guns to shred them all, and T-72As are definitely the ones for the job. We'll go ahead and leave some infantry back. I believe we have, do we not have? Yes, we do. Soviet Marines standing by, ready to defend. All right, and then if anything else, we can call in more reinforcements. Let the battle begin. One important thing that I learned early in Wargame is that you'll need to disable radar for a lot of your vehicles, and in this case, the Tunguskas have the Skalos missiles and also the 30mm with radar, which gives them the added range. So we're going to turn that off to defend against any sort of seed aircraft. So essentially, we're just missile launchers at this moment. We're going to go ahead and deploy all of our squads there. And we're going to get our BRDMs up there to center. So let's go ahead and push up to center as fast as we can. They might actually push right across the, yeah, they're going to push right across the rice paddies or barley fields or whatever happens to be in their way. Okay, more than likely the Japanese are going to be pushing towards EU again. We're going to leave this squad here to ambush any command that might come through. And we do have a lot of points at our disposal. No helicopters, though. The greatest thing about helicopters is their ability, and especially in situations like this, to just close in on the enemy and basically come right up from behind and eliminate commands. Killing a command is probably the greatest thing you can do with a helicopter because it immediately nullifies or eradicates a call-in point, and then you can finish up the rest. All right, lots of BRDMs coming in. We're more than likely going to see enemy engagements here shortly. More than likely on this side of the bridge. The enemy's okay already. Enemy tow at point-blank range. Wow, 2 enemy tows eliminated by the BRDM. Fantastic. They eliminated that with heavy machine guns. This village was a real problem for us before. The Japanese had just an incredible amount of force. And there you go with an instack. Is it going to be a 2 and through? Or just a 1 and done? Gearbox hit, so that's a mobile. Oh, it's a 2 and through. Alright, so 2 shots from the Japanese, or rather the Americans there. 2 kills. Alright, we're going to push forward. Looks like there's a command around here. I'm trying to bring up recon as much as possible in order to spot what they got. Now we got some more vehicles at our disposal. At this point, we're such close range, we're just going to bring up the T-72s in order to spot whatever they have around here. And I'm just going to keep on moving with the recon. Oh, yeah, all right. There was the command. They fired at us with their command. And now, may they rest in peace with the T-72s there. T-55s will defend the rear and the Strela. Optical failure for BRDM, bad timing. 102 seconds on that. All right, well, we'll just go ahead and advance into where we know the enemy has units. Oh, and there they come from behind. Let's go ahead and watch the rear. We're going to defend this village. They also might be trying to go towards Kumoto. Enemy aircraft. Tunguska's fire. Beautiful. Alright. Toes are coming up from behind. Alright, we're stuck between a rock and a hard place here. PT-85s, do your thing. Some of our elite T-55s getting hit. I am not going to let the enemy do anything to us here. Let's get those tanks out. Continue to push with the T-72s. The enemy is definitely going to have a lot more in front of us. Keep those tanks defended. Good job with the Tunguska so far. I think that may have been a seed aircraft. I'm not sure. I didn't get visual confirmation on it. Couldn't quite see what it was. But it's dead now. These are the peskiest things in the game, too, by the way, that the Americans have access to, is a 76mm and in some cases 90mm. These things are really good at, yeah, hitting our vehicles like that. The Strelas. Wow, what is the accuracy of these things? 30% accuracy, yet they 2 and through'd. They killed 2 recon and they killed 2 Strelas immediately with like 0 problems. Incredible. Then again, range has a lot to do with it too. Those are the worst things ever. They're really like the BRDMs except with actual cannons. Oh, fantastic. Another enemy command there. Alright, let's go ahead and block the bridges. 20mm recon coming out now. I believe this is with the American Airborne. I'm not quite sure. Although, I haven't seen any real infantry being used either. Wonderful, another command out of our way there. 20mm coming up. Tunguskas, watch it. Let's activate those radar guns again. Ah, there we go. Hornets. Oh, okay, so it was a Hornet. Ooh, boy. Wow, look at that thing go. Boom, right into the river. Go cool off now. Fantastic. All right, let's steamroll right in with the T-72s on the main road, and let's... oh, there we go. It's a vehicle. We out of ammunition? Oh, an internal explosion. Oh, wow. Wow, look at all those vehicles there. That's why you want helicopters. Their rockets can really shred through anything. Okay, well, let's go ahead and bring up these T-72s for security. And let's bring up these ones for the next push. 20 millimeters definitely wanting to attack us right now. We're going to keep a T-72A there. Let's keep this recon a little bit back. Let's go ahead and stop there. Reverse a bit if we can, actually. Let's go back into the tree line. Yeah, that's way too much there. Oh boy, that's a lot of tanks. More light vehicles in this case. We don't have so much as artillery even to fire upon those. And we'll watch over here with our tank. Alright, we're definitely going to need some supply up here now. Let's see if we can get some up here. Enemy keeps trying to probe in the back, so I got recon back here. I want to keep an eye on them. There we go. Beautiful. What the hell? Look at that blob, man. What the How the hell are we supposed to fight that? They've got so many units there. Hell, I don't even know. At this point, we just need to bring up supply for these tanks. Alright, let's bring up a Tunguska just in case aircraft are called out. I don't know if the Americans are going to get ballsy again with their aircraft. We'll see. It could be a command there. Nope, seems to be a supply truck. We need more tanks to break through this. The Americans are holding us back with literally like 76 millimeters and such. 20 millimeter trying to get us on the flank. There we go. About time, damn it. T-72. Oh, perfect. Enemy recon eliminated. Alright, where's that resupply? It's going to take some time to get here. The gun tank's coming up next. They have so many tanks, like, we need to be able to match them with the number of tanks now, not just the superiority of tanks. We're at a disadvantage by not having as many light tanks as them. We need more guns. There we go. Some of them are shooting. Okay, the Euro trucks. Let's get them up here. Should be enough to break through the American defense. Alright, T-72s, go ahead and push. I haven't really seen infantry, so let's make a little rowdy run. Gun tanks are over here. What are those exactly, anyway? Those seem to be... There's a Japanese anti-aircraft. I don't think it's an actual... I think it's a Japanese tank on an anti-aircraft gun on a chassis like that. Wow, T-72s. Oh boy, we got Delta Force. Oh, yep. Probably lose some T-72s, but oh, hell yeah. Good, and tows, that was the big problem there. Alright, fantastic. The anti-aircraft company in the 52nd Regiment is wiped out, so now it's just the American aircraft which can retreat, which means we have the sector. We have won. Fantastic. A very good push indeed. Oida and Katayushi are now ours. Enemy has either been destroyed or retreating, so we can now push south to the airfield. We can now push west to the other naval reinforcement point, and we should have more points to spend here very soon. In fact, no, I couldn't actually do that. But when we bring the carrier over, we should be able to call that out. But we'll have to deal with Naval Sector Mike next. Here we go. Oh, enemy aircraft were based off the carrier, and there's the carrier's move. So we're gonna have to fight this naval battle. We'll move out with the helicopters. So let's go ahead and move here. Those helicopters want to attack Nankoku more than likely. Let's have ourselves a naval battle. I've been enjoying destroying the living crap out of the... ooh, interesting. A very close quarters battle. Is the enemy going to flee from this one? Actually, before we even start this, let's make sure we remember to deploy our reinforcements wherever they're needed. Wow, the Japanese attacking yet again? Wait a minute, what? You're attacking with artillery? That's it? Oh, I don't even think they're going to survive that fight. They've been ordered to attack, but they're not even going to push through there. So when we push south, we'll have to remember to bring our aircraft there. R&R, can we do any of that? We've taken a little bit of a beating. I feel like we could continue to push through here with not too much of a problem, especially with those T-72s. What number do we have of those? 21 T-72As versus, oh boy, 12. Oh, here we go. We actually have some decent Japanese tank now. 60-point and 40-point tanks. Okay, now we're starting to get into some good territory for the Americans and Japanese. There's Hornets. Wait a minute, didn't we shoot some of those down? I thought they had 4. Well, we can push south and support them. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll get ready with our attacks before we... Oh, I guess we have to finish up our... Alright, let's go ahead and divvy up our support and make our next moves. We'll lock into this. Okay, let's see. So we'll push our tanks to the south. We'll push everything we got to the airfield here. Now, you might be wondering, like, oh, you're abandoning the port and everything like that. It's totally true. But at this point, once we capture the airfield, the Japanese are going to... These are the objectives. So regardless of... Even if the enemy was to recapture every single other territory on the map, so long as we hold the airfields, we'll negotiate their surrender. That's the goal. We're basically making the negotiation table better at the UN for us. We can also fly into some of our reinforcements now. Although, we can also save some of our points as well for... I think maybe calling out aircraft a little bit later, but it might be a little too late. Speaking of aircraft, though, let's get the Kuznetsov ready for its next battle after this one. Let's get our naval forces out for the Kuznetsov. Here we are, anti-ship squadrons. So we'll go ahead and deploy those. These are actual... these basically fire anti-ship missiles, so I want to be able to overwhelm the American... won't fire as a musket. I want to overwhelm the American defenses and sink that carrier, man. I want to give you guys a good carrier kill. Not necessary to win the campaign, not at all, but we're going to do it. Alright, let's see. And we're getting hit here again, too, so let's go ahead and call in the MiGs. We're going to have ground support there to be able to bomb them. And we do have the ability to call out some more Air Force. We actually have some heavy bombers at our disposal now. And F-15s really haven't been spotted too much. In fact, the MiG... Ooh, I wouldn't want to go toe-to-toe with an F-15J with the MiG. We want total superiority here. We could fly our strike squadron down here, or wait until the airport's captured and then use it to bomb Nagasaki in the next move. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, let's go to a naval battle at Naval Sector Mike. Let's do that. We'll be seeing some naval battles here. All right, finally, the enemy's going to have to face us. They've been on the run for so often, so many times. Okay, so it looks like the enemy... Oh, they actually have more positions than I thought they did, but very low morale. We only have 850, though, which means we only get 2... Silver Minis. Let's actually go with the hardened. Hold on. Let's get that hardened Silver Mini. There we go. And we'll go ahead and make sure our ships are in the back, ready to rock. Oh, come on now. Let's go for hardened. There we go. So we'll leave these 2 alone. We're going to make sure the enemy has to engage us from a long distance. So I'm going to try to put these out in the open. And then we're just going to go on, go fast, and then we're going to wait for the South Koreans to come to us. And then as soon as we get to what is it, 500? Yes, 500 points. We'll call out another one. Here comes the OHPs, and the Sea Whiz should be able to hold it back. Nice. Good, fantastic, wonderful. Astounding, amazing, unbelievable. Yeah, nothing's going to happen here. They're not going to cut through the Silver Mini's Sea Whiz. They're going to basically run out of missiles and then start running at us. Then our Silver Minis can turn and actually fire their missiles at the enemy. How many? They get 16 missiles each. Wow, that's... Wait, that doesn't sound right. 16 each? I thought it was 8. Wow, 16 missiles each. I was not aware of that. That's a lot of ASMs to be able to fire. Oh well, we're shooting them down one by one. Alright, so we should be able to take on these missiles one by one as they come in, and then the ships as soon as they run out of missiles. Should be a long fight, though. Maybe one will break through, I doubt it. Alright, more missiles going out, and more missiles incoming. A third ship joins us. I really wish the Americans or the Japanese or the South Koreans had an Air Force here. And in fact, in this campaign, we've only seen the South Korean Navy, the American Air Force, American helicopters, American ground troops, and then the Japanese primarily. But the goal essentially is to take over the country before the Americans have the chance to react, so they'll have to be fighting an uphill battle, really. Love in the... I think these are actually fireworks to celebrate our awesomeness. Yeah. A lot of people might think that's some sort of like a smoke screen to divert the missiles away, but I think it's just fireworks to celebrate. Okay, Silver Minis are... well, this one's going to like run out of missiles soon enough for defending itself. We just have to wait here and fight these missiles off. In fact, the Americans, or whoever's in command of those, actually the South Koreans, should be able to... They should be trying to do a pincer move on us. They should be trying to come from multiple directions to overwhelm our Sea Whiz. But when it's all coming from the same direction, you can see those miniguns firing up right close there. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Well, hell, let's save up. As long as the... South Koreans or the Americans or whomever don't bring in a supply ship, we'll be alright. Oh, here they come, finally. Well, we have ourselves a fight. Alright, let's turn our ships. So I've now ordered our ships to fire ASMs. That should be the first one out of the game. Beautiful. And here comes our fourth ship. Missiles going out again. Woo! These ships are so close, if one explodes, the other should be taken down. And these are 165 points each, times 3 more, it looks like, in the line. I believe naval tactics are probably the most interesting tactics of modern day. You have such incredible range and incredible weapons of destruction, but also incredible defenses, too. Everything's a floating fortress, essentially. Even if it's a small little destroyer or something. Oh, boy, our ships are actually running out of main cannon. Oh, boy. This is always a problem for us. We always seem to run out of main cannon. Alright, well, you're about out. Oh, muskets. Fire your muskets, man. Turn to engage. Alright, we'll make them turn to engage. There we go. And we'll park our Muna back here. Beautiful destruction is coming soon. Here it comes. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, really? That was off by a second. Alright, 2 ships here. Oh, wow, actually. Oh, another one. Okay, 1 left, and then we should be able to counterattack now. 14 minutes remaining. Wish we had a Congo to fight or something. Congo is probably the best ship that the Allied navies get. Yeah. Someone's breaking into our car again. Alright, let's stop this one here. We need to get more supply up. I don't think our ships have taken a single scratch. Actually, they all have taken a couple of dings from main guns, but that's it. Enemy navy destroyed. Gotta hand it to the South Koreans, though. They put up a hell of a fight, considering overwhelming odds. Let's get fully rearmed. Can't believe some of our ships, like 130mm times 360, is out of ammo. It's gone. It's all out. No more. Alright, we're gonna rearm. Hopefully they just come to us again and fall on the breakers. They're the attacking force, or rather the defending force. So, but they are trying to attack. I don't think you could win this battle. If I were the enemy against 4 Silver Minis, there's no way. I would have to try to lure one away. The only thing you could do at this point is just cause damage. That's a lot of damage, isn't that right? Oh, sorry, not that drop, but this one. No, that's a lot of damage. That's right. Okay, let's see. So we've got all of our ships pretty much ready to go. Aside from main guns. I don't want to go in there without main guns. Oh, look at that ammo. Get rearmed there. Alright, we need to roll out at about 8 minutes. It's going to take us about like 4 minutes just to cross the map, so... And then a 4-minute engagement if we have everything right. We're going to leave Tranchals back to defend. Ah, to hell with it, we'll just bring them up. Let's go over this way with Nanushkas, not Tranchals. And we're pretty much out of supply. Silver Minis are pretty much good to go. Okay, let's roll. Yep, we're going to leave our sector alone. We're going to steam far left for Naval Sector November, far right for Naval Sector Whiskey, and we should be able to hopefully destroy whatever ships remain. That's got to be an OHP if it's captured. Yep, and there she is. All right, we have some pretty good Sea Whiz on our Nanushkas. Not that great, though, but it's pretty good. I love how our missiles are still chasing. All right, so there goes our missiles. ×2, they're not going to break through that. Oh, wow. Actually, wait a minute. The enemy has a hell of a lot of ships there. There we go. What? We haven't broken through once? Might go for the OHP. Alright, losing a Nanushka. What? We haven't hit an OHP? Nanushka, I've lost all faith in you. You've lost a ship and 2 ships now. And aren't able to destroy the Nanushka, or the Oliver Hazard Parent. Wow, that's embarrassing. Come back here. Operation called off. You die. Well, oh, now the Sea Whiz is active. Alright, we'll run away from this. I can't believe that. Whoa. That is like the worst, absolute worst. Oh, there they go. Now their Sea Whiz is kicking on. Alright, well, we're pulling out of there. Oh, that's a shame. They've added a little bit of time to the battle today. No, just a little bit. Alright, 164 points remain. I guess we'll just hit the Champs-Souris. So let's see. 75 points for each of those, plus the LCU, I think, is 60-ish. Let's go get that last one. 75. Alright. Wow, that's horrible. I really love these ships a lot, but they weren't able to hit a damn thing. The, look at the Melka hit. Yeah, Melka hit nothing. That's horrible. OHP is still firing. That's horrible. I had more faith in those ships. Alright, 14 points. Let's just open up on the LCU and call it a day. Nanushka can only really fire at Sea Whiz from behind, it seems. I thought it could fire from, I thought its gun was mounted in the front. I was confident we were going to lose a ship, but I figured it was like, okay, that's going to be our only loss compared to that. Oh, good, and the LCU's gone, finally. Good head on that. Silver Mini, God, thank goodness. Alright, Southern Fleet knocked out. South Korea out of the game. Fantastic. Finally. Alright, very good. Now we can hit the Americans in the flank. Look at this. 2 aircraft carriers surround the United States carrier, the USS Enterprise, and also a group of Marines, 32nd Armored Regiment. Wait a minute, is that not Marines? That's a Marine force. 3rd Marines Battalion, Combat Assault Battalion. What the hell? CN_USA. That's got to be a glitch. That I think that's some code for the game. It should say like the BA division or something. I don't know. All right, well, that's it for this episode, folks. Thanks very much for watching. In the next episode, we should have our Kanoya airfield captured. We should be easily... I think we're going to win this one. This is just... They're going to bail on this one. Then we'll push our way to the west and the south. Perhaps the final episode in the next one. We'll see. But anyway, again, if you enjoyed this one and want to see more, make sure you smash that like button. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.